Okay, guys, so this is what I want to do. I want to talk to you about money today, not sales.
All right.
If you don't get the money right, you're not going to make the sale, period, okay? $1 million. Peter Thiel, $2.8 billion Peter Thiel said the single digit millionaire, you know what that means? Guy with $1 million, or two, or three, or four, cannot even provide his family with proper defense, legal defense in America. Much less emergencies, divorces, major lawsuits, business lawsuits, issues happening, 2 kids going to college. So what he's saying is this, okay? If you got $1 million, you're basically just a freaking deadbeat. So what I want to do is I'm going to show you today how to get through all this rejection and disappointment, discouragements, the hang-ups. You got to change the way you look at money. This is not money right here, okay? This is not money. This is just dumbness. This is you not making a decision. This is you being lazy, saying, man, $1 million and I'd be set. Just do the math on $1 million. I did this when I was 34 years old. $1 million, if you didn't have any more income and you were 27 years old, you don't have any more income, how long would that money last? At $4,000 a month, you got 25 years. Where can you live on $4,000 a month? By the way, $4,000 a month assumes no other income, Social Security system's broken, Medicare's broken, because they are already. It's just a matter of when. Probably gonna happen in most of your lifetimes. You'd have to live on $4,000 a month for 25 years. You will be 52 years old, my friend, and dead broke. Everybody's like, oh my God, the iconic millionaire, you're wealthy. You're not wealthy, dude. You're worried is what you are, okay? Because you don't have new income. So watch what happens. What happens if there's an accident, a major car accident, okay? The 2 kids will cost $1.5 million each to get through college. So you're busted, you understand? So when you come to work in the morning, you're like, man, I need to make 80 grand this year. I need to make 8,000 or 10,000. You guys gotta change your think on money. Like if you wanna make real money, if you're 47 years old, you have until 62 to live. If you're 65 years old, by the way, and anything bad happens, like anything, you lose your job, you lose your income, if there's any inflation, this equation right here doesn't assume any inflation. It assumes everything stays the same and his rent never goes up, his car payments don't go up, nothing goes up. It's impossible. It's an impossible cycle. The problem is nobody talks about this because nobody wants to go on TV and say, hey, millionaires are basically middle-class people that are worried about money. What if it took 10 million? By the way, I think that's the number. CNBC says it's 5 million. I think the number's really 10 million, okay? 10 million with no new income, you could probably live the life you wanted to. So how would you get that if that's the number? Because this is clearly not the number. Everybody agree with that?
Yes.
So you got to do the math. If you hadn't done the math, if you're going for the wrong target, I'm always talking about targets in here. You and the husband, you and the wife need to get the target right. Quit talking about, oh man, I love this new car. I'm gonna go buy a new car, like Sislo. I'm gonna get a new car. Dude, your attention needs to be on this. This is the target. It's not the watch, it's not the car, and it's not the vacation. It's freedom. 67% of wealthy people surveyed said they weren't going for wealth, for cars and boats and trips. They were going for the freedom of worry, to not be concerned about money every day. I want to be concerned about my kids. I want to be concerned about, what we do when we have time together. I want to be concerned about how happy I am in my marriage. I don't want to be worried about pieces of paper that I don't have enough of, or where it's going, or what things cost. Number one thing you got to do is this. You got to change the target, and you need to look at the target daily. The target, you have the wrong target right now. If you're struggling, you have the wrong target. When you change the target, everything changes, right? So that when I'm talking to a guy, dude, you're contributing to my 10 million. Every person I've ever sold, I treated like an investor. This guy is going to invest in my future. He's gonna pay for my college. He's gonna buy my shoes. Every time I'm on the phone, somebody's paying for my shit, right? So if I wanna go on a trip, I wanna go on a trip and I wanna stay in a house that costs 25 grand a night, I didn't pay for that, man. Other people paid for that. That's other people's money. So you don't need to wait to be a bank to get other people's money. right? The money that I put in real estate, that is other people's money I'm putting in real estate. I had a guy yesterday say, man, how can you put 60 million in a deal? Dude, that ain't mine. It's like, what do you mean? You raising up? No, dude, I went and sold stuff. People gave me money and I put it in the real estate, which is part of this equation. Number one, the target. Number two, you need to get your income to a place. This is a fascinating concept right here. Okay, if you can do this, I guarantee you'll be rich. You need to get your income not to what pays your bills, but to where you can save 40% of your gross income is saved. Okay, you want to talk about something difficult? This is way more difficult than that. If you can do this, you will get that. All right, so when you sit down and do the math, what would it take for you to save 40% of your income? So watch what happens. If you make $10,000 a month and you want to save $4,000 of it, you would pay yourself first. The government doesn't let you do that. They don't trust you. They're like, no, get that money from him first before he blows it. We know he's going to blow it. Okay? We know the IRS is going to they're going to withhold probably $4,000 of it. So look, if you'll pay the freaking IRS $4,000 of 10, you need to figure out how to pay yourself $4,000. What's the problem here? You got to live on 2. So just keep doing the math out. This is the math you need to do with your spouse. You need to keep working it out until you're like, he's like, let's go buy a new car. Dude, yeah, we ain't got any money for a new car. That's why when I was 35 years old, no one knew that I was a millionaire. Nothing had changed. I was still running with shit shoes, buying $40 shoes and working a shirt out as long as I could. And nobody saw, I didn't have fancy cars. I'm driving a Camry with $1 million in the bank. Because I was using this, okay? I paid the IRS. I've always paid those bastards. And then what I did was, I'm a bank $4,000. And then I realized, dude, I can't live on 2. It's making my life hard to do this. This money, by the way, a better word for saving is storage. I was storing money, not saving money. I'm storing it. I'm stockpiling, if you like that word better. You don't want to save money. It's worthless. It's like saving a legal pad. A legal pad is only good if you use it. Money is only good if you use it. How many heard this term? Cash is king. It's worthless. Cash is worthless. It's not a king. It's no king, dude. Like cash is not king. Cash is shit. It just sits there and dies, or you lose it. If you leave money in this storage account too long, guarantee you it will disappear. It always has in your life. If you look back over your life, the longer this money sits in storage, Pablo Escobar, was he the drug king? That was his biggest problem. You don't want to leave it in storage too long because it's going to zero. All cash goes to zero. All right, so now when you do this math, you're like, dude, how much money do I actually need? Let's kick this up to 20 grand. At 20 grand, what happens? You're saving 8, storage. You're paying 8, and now you can live on 4. See, now this is the right way to do a budget. You make 30,000, 12's going to storage, 12's going to the IR and the S, and that leaves you with 6. So now you can start seeing, dude, you got to be somewhere north of 300 grand a year. This is what they don't teach you at Harvard. You got to be somewhere north of 360 a year before you even have money to live on, unless you're just an irresponsible human being that's not storing money away for the future, okay? Now you're saving 12 grand a month, that's $144,000 in 1 year. In 10 years, that's $1.4 million. In 10 years, you're a millionaire stored, okay? So second thing to do, you got to keep playing this 40% game. You guys need to be heavily money motivated from a survival standpoint. Okay, number 3 thing you're gonna do. You're gonna go broke right here and invest the storage. Storage has to get invested. The golden goose is only good if she lays eggs. So your goal right here is to invest the storage money and continue to do that until this money over here, the passive money, is equal to your income, right? So what would I do? I'd go out, I'm gonna make 30 grand. I'm gonna store 12, I'm gonna pay the IRS, I'm gonna live on 6. When you make this move right here, do not invest in anything that is a maybe. Dude, you can't risk this money. Warren Buffett says, don't lose money, number 1. Number 2, don't lose money. I would tell you, number 3, don't lose money. So what can you invest in? You can't leave it in the bank, because that's losing money. They don't pay you anything. It takes you 833 years to double your money at the bank today. 833 years. So if you guys don't know this, you need to start looking at this saying, hey, at night, man, what am I doing with my money, man? Confront the beast. The passive income, your target right here should be my passive income now exceeds my monthly income. You just need to do the math on it. So your first target should be $10 million and nothing short of that. And everybody in the room can do it. Okay, I can show everybody in the room somebody on this planet that came from your situation that's banked $10 million. Second thing, you got to get your income to 40%. You got to get your income to where you can bank 40% of your income. This is the most difficult part of this in the beginning, because you're starving here until you confront the real problem. The real problem is income. Third thing is, this money, you need to stay broke with this money. You need to get this money in a sacred account somewhere where no one is going to jack with this money. I remember my mom called me once and she's like, I got this thing going on. I'm like, can't help you. I had a bunch of money sitting aside. Can't help you. Let me go sell something, see if I can get you some money. Right? So that's what it means by being broke. It doesn't mean get money, blow it. It means get money, store it, okay? Find a place that's gonna go where you don't lose the money. Number 3, don't lose money. Cars, don't buy them, lease them, okay? Where you live, don't own it, rent it. Don't own anything, dude. Just stack cash and wait till you can put it in something where it won't be lost. It just goes away for a while. And inflation over time, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, one day you look up and like, okay, I didn't lose my golden egg. That thing is protected. I got a little drip every month from it. And you keep adding to that so the drip gets bigger, 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 and bigger. And then you can come to work on Monday and say, dude, I got money coming in here, I got money coming in here, but I'm broke all the time, so I got to keep replacing the game. You know, when do you get off the treadmill? Whenever you want to.
Hope this finds you well. If you like this video, let me know. If you find something wrong with it, hey, post below. Don't just hate on me, man. At least post a comment. And if you like the channel, please do what you know you need to do, okay? Hope this finds you well. Good luck.